Hello everyone, my name is Chinwe and for the past few weeks artists in Doncaster have been talking about different art movements which have defined the history of art. We have been doing this in order to give you a brief overview about the art sector, to educate people who are interested in knowing about art, to make it easier to understand the role of art in our society, the different art periods, how they have developed, what they represent, who inspired them, and so much more. So many artists in Doncaster have taken part in this project and they have spoken about different art movements. And I really wish to say a sincere thank you to them, and also most importantly to Doncaster Council for giving me the opportunity to make this happen. So today I will be talking about Cubism, which is a unique art movement started around about 1907. Now, when we talk about Cubism today, there is always one artist who comes immediately to mind: Pablo Picasso. Surely you have heard of him. Picasso was a Spanish multi-talented artist, and he worked in a wide variety of art forms. He was very, very skilled. He worked as a painter, he worked in sculpting, printmaking, collage, ceramics, and much more. Picasso spent most of his adult life in France, living and working there. Many people today actually consider him one of the most influential artists of the 20th century. This is not surprising, as I can hardly think of anyone who hasn't heard of Picasso. Amongst other things, he is known for co-founding the Cubist art movement, along with another early Cubist artist whose name was Georges Braque. There is also, of course, a controversy around this, because there are various claims regarding when Cubism really started. That, of course, in another is a very long story. The world of art is full of anecdotes, little tales of who has done what, who is good enough and who is not good, what is art and what is not art, rivalries, and so on. And so the story goes that in 1908, Louis Vauxhall, we saw him before when I talked about Fauvism, an art critic of that period, wrote a review following the exhibition of the artist Georges Braque. In this review, Louis called Braque a daring man who despises form, reducing everything, places, figures, and houses to geometric shimmers, to cubes. He referred to Braque's works as cubic oddities, very derogatory, and so the term Cubism was born. So, what is Cubism? What does it mean, and how can we recognize it? Well, Cubism is it's very, very simple, really. It's a different way of representing reality. In a Cubist painting, the artist brings together different views of the subject on one canvas. Let's take an example. In a Cubist painting of a face, for example, the features of the face don't have to be positioned in the right order. For example, the eyes have to be positioned up here, the nose in the middle, the mouth now here. It doesn't even need to be in the shape of a face. It can be a cube, for example, a rectangle, a hexagon. It can even be a pyramid, and so on. Also, in a Cubist painting of a human form or object, all the different elements don't have to be in the right position, as long as they are there. For example, we know the features we find on a face. Yeah, we have two eyes, we have a mouth, a nose, chin, and so on. So a cubist face will have all these features, but in any random order and position. One of the most recognizable features of Cubism is the use of geometry, so mathematics, sort of. Imagine this scenario: you ask a Cubist artist to paint a portrait of your dog. Simple, right? Now, the tail of the dog could be at the head in a rectangular form. The head could be represented by several random squares or cubes, with the features of the face of your dog inserted in any random positions as squares, lines, triangles, and other geometric forms. When you look at it, you will know that it is the portrait of your dog, but not how it is in real life. That's what Cubism is all about. It is a three-dimensional object. Three-dimensional objects can be slashed, flattened into two-dimensional pieces according to the will, the desire of the artist. In other words, the head could be sliced into two, with the arms coming out in between, the eyes and the chin, and so on. Cubism is also about making geometrical shapes out of rounded forms. It is about using angles to represent the objects with careless abandon as to where what goes where. Cubist paintings often appear abstract in nature, disfigured, angular. In a Cubist painting, objects, or indeed subjects, are broken up into pieces and then reassembled in random positions. The artist depicts the subjects from different viewpoints, as if to say, what if? Cubist paintings question what is accepted as reality. Is what you see what you really get? That is a question. Cubism is a deconstruction of forms and a simplification of perspective. And that is really what Cubism is all about. But of course, this is a simplified explanation about Cubism as the movement has expanded from its beginnings into so many different areas. Though Cubism has been considered the most influential movement of the 20th century, it was a very traumatic experience to be a Cubist artist at that time. The style was considered very avant-garde, sort of like in your face, very deconstructed, very shocking actually, very mad indeed. The artists were considered to be a bit crazy. The artists were very heavily criticized and their works critiqued viciously. The Salon des Indépendants in Paris of 1911 brought the Cubist art movement to the attention of the general public, the wider public, for the first time, with really very turbulent reviews and controversies surrounding their participation in that exhibition. The controversy did not stop there. The following year, in 1912, as if they didn't have enough the year before, the Cubist artists exhibited at the autumn exhibition, which was held in a public building. This created an even bigger scandal regarding the use of public building to exhibit such scandalous artworks. The indignation was so intense that it led to a political debate in the French National Assembly about the use of public funds for exhibiting such art. That is the power of art, shown by regular art dealers and collectors who were accustomed to realistic art, which means a face is a face, a human is a face, a human is a human. Some of the Cubist artists luckily found a supporter in a certain art dealer at the time called Daniel Henry Kahnweiler. This gentleman was very clever, he was astute. He understood that though the critique was intense, but that he could actually work in the favor of the artist in the future. So he was seeing the commercial potential of the fury surrounding the Cubist exhibitions. What he did was he approached some of these Cubist artists. He guaranteed some of them an annual income for the exclusive rights to buy their works. Can you imagine that? How happy they must have been to receive this offer. So what this did was enable them to practice their art in tranquility, knowing that they had an outlet for their work. This dealer saw the potential of their work and was willing to take a chance. I think every artist needs a Daniel Henry Kahnweiler. He was their greatest spokesperson and perhaps the most influential art dealer who preached the importance of their work to the wider public. In 2009, it took Christie's auction 8 minutes to sell a Picasso painting for $106.5 million. So from that really turbulent beginning to Picasso painting selling for this huge amounts of money, you can imagine how amazing that is. Though Cubism is not my area of specialization, I'm a big fan myself, and this can be found in one of my paintings which I did in 2019, a colorful depiction of Zaha Hadid, where the buildings that she constructed, I slashed all of them into different angles and squashed them onto one canvas, and Zaha herself was also slashed into different shapes and squashed into the canvas. The elegance and futuristic mathematical nature of the style of painting appeals to me a lot, and it appeals to quite a lot of artists. You can see a little piece here behind with a few squares and angles. Though I didn't have Cubism in mind when I did this painting, but it sort of happened like that. So Cubism, of course, is a mainstream art style in this century, with a vast number of artists influenced by it, from sculpture to abstract art to fashion designing and so much more. Cubism paved the way for many different art forms as well. I really recommend that you read a bit more about this incredible movement, with a very turbulent beginning, as you'll be amazed at what you discover, because there are so many different branches of it which I haven't talked about, and most importantly, look at various pieces of artwork. Look at Picasso. He has a vast portfolio of work. Look at Juan Gris, Georges Braque, and so many others. Try to identify pieces of art and artists whose work are influenced by Cubism. As you know, in Doncaster we have so much going on in the art sector. We have a lot of fantastic art organizations. You have the Doncaster Art Fair, which is run by myself. We have exhibitions throughout the year. Well, when we come out of lockdown, we will have more, hopefully. We have the mental health exhibition, which is taking place right now, which is on doncasterartfair.com. I really recommend that you go and see that. 40 countries are taking part in that exhibition, and it's amazing. You have CAS, which does a lot of amazing shows throughout the year. You have the New Fringe Arts Organization, to which you can be a member. We have the D31 Art Gallery, which hopefully will come after lockdown. You have Right About Streets, you have Dance and the Poet, and we have so many festivals which take place in Doncaster. And I recommend you keep an eye and see what's happening. And with that, I'd like to say thank you for watching this video. This is Chinwe Russell, and I will see you at the next video. And of course, thank you to Doncaster Council for making this happen. See you soon.